When you think of characters wearing the Infinity Gauntlet, the first ones who spring to mind tend to be megalomaniac Marvel villains. The likes of Thanos, Doctor Doom, and Loki are the typical power-hungry types who seek out the 6 Infinity Gems in order to use their combined power to inflict their will on the universe. However, a number of characters have worn the gauntlet that you might be surprised about. Whether it's because they are not power-hungry, because they're not villains, or because they're not even from Marvel. In this video, we'll take you through 10 examples of characters you won't believe wore the Infinity Gauntlet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of CBR's great new videos. This video is sponsored by Alliance, Heroes of the Spire. This is a must-have mobile game for all you RPG players. Download Alliance by our links below and stay till the end of the video where we tell more about this game.
Claus has escaped our pursuits for almost 30 years. I wish to bring Claus back here to stand trial.
Do you kill him where he stands, or you bring him back to us?
You have my word. I will bring him back.
Black Panther. In 2015's Secret Wars story arc, the Marvel Universe combined with various other alternate universes to form Battleworld. The story saw a number of different conflicts taking place, but none were bigger than the one that occurred between Doctor Doom and Black Panther towards its climax. Doom stole the power of the Beyonders, a truly cosmic and enigmatic higher dimensional race, and became an incredibly powerful cosmic being in the process. The superhumans of the Marvel Universe were forced to come together to combat him, but he was just too powerful, and he shrugged them off easily. Heck, he literally tore Thanos' skeleton out of his body. So Black Panther donned the Infinity Gauntlet to take on the Latverian supervillain in a battle of epic proportions. However, he couldn't beat him. Even with complete control over reality via all 6 Infinity Gems, the Beyonder-powered Victor Von Doom was just too much for T'Challa to handle. It just goes to show, the Infinity Gauntlet may be incredibly powerful, but it doesn't necessarily make the wielder invincible, and there are greater powers in the Marvel Universe. So we should probably bear that in mind when we watch Avengers: Infinity War and its sequel.
What happened to your voice?
What do you mean, what happened to my voice?
I heard you by the bridge. I know what a girl sound like.
I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. I mean, I'm a man.
I don't care what you are, boy, girl.
I'm not a girl, I'm a man.
SpiderMan. In 2010, Marvel's most iconic hero donned the Infinity Gauntlet, the webbed wonder himself, SpiderMan. It happened in Avengers of the Infinity Gauntlet, and retold the Infinity Gauntlet story in a shorter, more humorous and child-friendly way. In this version of the classic story, a small group of Earth's heroes, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Miss Marvel, and the Hulk, headed into space to fight the Infinity Gauntlet-wielding Mad Titan Thanos, as did one of Dr. Doom's Doombots. During the inevitable subsequent fight, the Doombot separated the gauntlet from Thanos. As Thanos was trying to retrieve it, Spider-Man used his webbing to snatch it away. He put it on and used its reality-altering power to make it so Thanos had never gotten his hands on it in the first place. Spidey then found himself back on Earth, with nobody else aware of what had just transpired, or that he had just saved the entire universe. That's the kind of thankless treatment Peter Parker has gotten used to.
This is protection. It's internment.
She's
Tony.
not a U.S. citizen, and they don't grant visas to weapons of mass destruction.
She's a kid.
Give me a break!
I'm doing what has to be done to stave off something worse.
Iron Man. While he was incarcerated in prison, the villain known as the Hood discovered the location of the Reality Gem, which at the time had previously belonged to the leader of the Inhumans, Black Bolt. At that point, however, Black Bolt had actually died, and his fellow Inhumans didn't realize he was in possession of the gem prior to his death. So it was left completely unguarded, meaning the Hood got his hands on it rather easily. The crime boss then attempted to gather the remaining gems. While he was looking for them, the Avengers were on his tail the whole time. The heroes tried to reason with him, but he refused to cooperate and a squabble ensued. But Iron Man was able to wrestle the gauntlet away from him and put it on. He sent the Hood back to prison and pretended to will the gauntlet out of existence. What he really did was take it back to the Illuminati, who subsequently decided that each gem needed a better hiding spot to keep it out of villainous hands.
I stayed in and studied like a good little nerd. And 15 years later, I'm one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. I'm engaged to the hottest girl on the planet.
The Council of Reeds. In Marvel comic books, one of the most intelligent individuals is Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. There are, of course, countless different realities in Marvel, and each one has its own version of every character. The Council of Reeds is a group composed of many alternate reality versions of Reed Richards. Each version of the character is able to join the Council when they're able to invent a device that allows them to cross into the nothingness between realities. Each version also differs greatly in appearance, power, and personality, with most of them being far more ruthless than the Reed Richards we know from the standard 616 continuity. In fact, many of them lobotomize their reality's version of Doctor Doom and imprison them in an area they call the Vault. Collectively, however, the group possesses a wide array of powers, technology, and power items, including a number of Infinity Gauntlets from their respective universes.
You are actually worse than you look. Listen, you just don't have what it takes to be the all-powerful evil ruler of the universe. All you really care about is throwing tantrums.
The Dark Surfer. The Infinity Gauntlet doesn't only exist in comics, and this particular entry in our list comes from a popular cartoon. The Superhero Squad Show was a cartoon based on a popular Marvel toy line that ran from 2009 to 2011. The tone of the show was often lighthearted and comedic, as it was aimed at youngsters, and it regularly parodied comic book tropes. And Dark Surfer, a corrupt version of the Silver Surfer, was one of the main antagonists on it. In one episode, Iron Man gave the Surfer the Infinity Sword, unaware of the negative effects it would have on him. It corrupted him, turning him into a villain. And then, when Thanos assembled the Infinity Gauntlet in the show, the Dark Surfer stole it for himself. Using his new godlike power, he scattered the heroes of that universe across multiple dimensions and pushed Earth out of its orbit. Once the heroes were able to regroup, they defeated the Dark Surfer, returned Earth to its correct orbit, and turned the Surfer back to his normal heroic self by purging the evil from his body.
If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Captain America. In one Marvel story, Black Panther made the discovery that an alternate Earth was about to crash into Marvel Earth. As a result, he reported his findings to the Illuminati, which he was a member of and which at that point also included Captain America. It was subsequently discovered that all of reality was slowly condensing, causing parallel worlds to move into each other's space. If any of those worlds touched each other, then both realities would be destroyed. And the only way to save both worlds was to either destroy one or find a way to prevent the impending collision. The group decided to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet and use it to prevent the collision. Captain America was chosen to wield it due to his amazing strength of character. Cap was initially successful in pushing the two realities away from each other, but he pushed the gauntlet itself too hard and accidentally destroyed it. From that point onwards, the collision could only be prevented by destroying the approaching Earth. Cap refused to even consider the idea of doing that, so the Illuminati were forced to wipe his mind of any knowledge of the group and their actions.
I am entropy. I am death. I am Darkseid.
Darkseid. In 2003's JLA/Avengers crossover event, Marvel's Grandmaster challenged DC's Krona to a duel between their respective universes. They each had a team represent them in the duel. In Grandmaster's case, it was the Justice League, and the Avengers represented Krona. It was quite a shock for them to discover that the Infinity Gauntlet was on Apocalypse in the possession of none other than Darkseid himself. This may seem like a nightmare scenario given that Darkseid is every bit as evil and powerful as Thanos, and it would have been if the Infinity Gauntlet didn't only work in its universe of origin. Fortunately, the Lord of Apocalypse was disappointed to learn that the Infinity Gems had no power in the DC universe, so it was literally like he was wearing nothing more than a fancy-looking glove.
Instead of using that power to rule, he squandered it on helping those too young and weak to help themselves. Children.
Santa Claus. We're gonna end this video on a crazy note. In 2009's Marvel Holiday Spectacular comic, none other than the good old Saint Nick wore the Infinity Gauntlet. That's right, Santa Claus exists in the Marvel comic book universe.
In Asgard, he is Mjolnir. Here, he is known as Santa Claus.
In this special festive comic book, it was revealed that Santa's reindeer were Skrulls, so the jolly fat guy needed a new way to deliver presents to the whole world in a single night. Of course, he asked Stark and his fellow Illuminati members if he could borrow the Infinity Gauntlet to achieve his goal, and in spite of the fact that it had previously been used to wipe out 50% of the universe's population, the heroes agreed that it was a great idea. But the Gauntlet caused Santa to go insane with power, and the Illuminati were forced to fight him, knocking the Gauntlet off his hand and returning him to normal. Stark then provided Santa with some robotic reindeer and saved Christmas, which makes us wonder why he didn't just go down that route to begin with. And while we're talking about powerful heroes and relics, we have got to mention Alliance. Alliance is a classic for a reason. It combines the best of top RPGs you ever played. What we like most about this game is 10,000 different hero combinations that really puts your skills to the test, meaning you have to work for your wins on this one compared to other mobile RPGs. Real-time PvP, crazy giant bosses, never-ending hero combinations, and massive guild battles finally on mobile. So what else do you need? Go to the description, click on the link, download the game, and get your 50,000 gold and 50 gems for free. And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? Which characters who wore the Infinity Gauntlet were you surprised by? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CBR for more great videos just like this one. See you soon!